ये दिल लगी कि तेरे दिल को दिल लगी न लगे ये दिल लगी कि तेरे दिल को दिल लगी न लगे वफाओं की हम
It's your girl Cheryl on the stove, and we are here at our local food court hall just to start this new series and interview some of our favorite Haitian business owners, particularly our restaurant business owners. Just recently, I posted something on Instagram and on TikTok where you guys went bananas with the questions. We're talking food, business, challenges, and the heart behind the kitchen. So pull out your chair, grab a plate, and let's dive into the culture of Haitian cuisine. Welcome to my brand new series, Haitian Eat Behind the Scenes. Let's go. Hey, you guys, it's your girl Cheryl on the stove, and here I have with me
Early,
and you are the business owner of
HFlavs.
HFlavs. HFlavs. I like the name. Where did it originate from?
So it started with the idea of like Haitian flavors, but it's a combination of like hot and Haitian. So it's kind of play of word, because usually when you think about Haitian food, especially like some of the APs, like the things that we have. So it's just a little bit of of both when it comes.
Why a food court hall and not a standalone business or a food truck?
Yeah, absolutely. So for us, the reason why, just to give you a little bit of background, my background is in finance, right?
Okay.
So I'm not really your typical restaurant owner. The reason why we wanted to actually launch this, like we wanted to actually really test out the concept and see how it works. So it made sense for us to start at a food court because you have less overhead, right?
Okay.
So you don't have to, spend, besides spending typically on things such as, the equipment, you don't really, you're not spending the same amount of money in terms of like buying tables and things like that. And also thinking about the concept of the food itself, I felt like the experience is more about takeout and quick service as opposed to a dining experience. So it made no sense.
Are you missing the customer face-to-face interaction? Do you miss that part of it?
I would say a little bit of it. However, what we did to counteract that is our social media presence, where we really do try to get involved with the community and really talk, interact with our followers here and there. So I would say whatever we didn't get in terms of like the face-to-face interaction, we kind of getting something similar on the digital end, right? With social media, whether it is on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, we're getting that interaction on the back end, which is obviously can't replace the face-to-face, but it's a good balance in a sense.
Okay. So you did say that you have a background in finance. So I'm assuming you did not have a culinary background. Maybe you can give us a little bit intake on that.
So yes. So when it comes to my culinary background, I did study. Like I've been to culinary school back home in Haiti. Right after I graduated. So again, going back to the culinary background for me, I feel like I've been cooking for the longest time. And it's always been that thing where every time you cook and then people are like, you should open a restaurant, They always say that, like, you should open a restaurant. Right. I'm like, I know it's a lot and I always, restrict from it. But again, which is why having that setup actually allows me to do both, right? Where I can still have my corporate job and then create all the recipes and have, the menu all together, and then training the staff and making sure that our cook can replicate what I do in a sense. So it's a little bit of that balance, if that makes sense.
So it's not just you.
It's not just me.
Okay. So who else is okay? So how many people are on your team?
So in total, we have it's a team of about 7 of us, right? So there's 7 of us. There's me, there's my husband who's also a partner. Believe it or not, he works just as much. He works just as much. He, cooks, he does everything as well in terms of, the business.
What is the hardest part about running your business?
There's multiple things that
go ahead. the viewers they want to know. So
there's a lot of things. So a few things is definitely, it's the traditional things that you see when it comes to operation, right?
Yeah.
you may be short staffed, or because again, something people don't realize, when you are a business owner, only you or the business management people understand the vision. It's very hard sometimes to convey that to other people. And obviously you can't force people to, want it as much as you do, right?
Absolutely. No one's gonna see your vision
exactly
like you.
exactly so it's just those burnout that we've had at the beginning. It's just working. For example, for me, I would work almost 90 hours a week. And it's so funny, like thinking about, when you're doing your 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, whatever the case, where, you go 1 hour overtime and you're bugging. But
Now,
but
you go
now
from
you just, and I honestly, I don't even know how I made it happen, because I would literally, we open from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. From 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. the next day on the weekend. And I would do all those shifts, because at the beginning I wanted to make sure I really understood like the operation, understand how everybody was interacting, like really seeing, because you can just train somebody and just let them, you know what I mean? Like, so you have to actually show them by also being there, right? So it was, that having to go through the process of, working the entire shift that you have. Like, we're open. I'm here every day. I'm seeing what's going on, making sure, okay, this is not packaged well. Or, this doesn't, because even if you have a recipe, like, you still have to make sure that people follow it. Because there's exactly
nothing is like the way you make food.
Yes, because there has to be a level of quality check that's done, and it requires your presence, especially at the early stages. So it's just that human capital of being able to be available and being there physically. Because again, you can't ask your staff to do something that you won't do yourself. You know what I mean?
So you say early stages. Can you give me a time frame from the time you thought about opening a business to now? How long have you been running your business?
Okay, so like I said, I've always gotten those requests about you should open a restaurant, whether because I'm a cooker. Like, I bake, I cook, I do a lot at home. So we have dinner parties and all those stuff. So every time we have guests, we have events at the house, people would say, I can't wait for you to open it. And I think it all started for us from concept all the way through execution. I think it took us 3 months, really.
3 months?
Yes, it took us 3 months. But I will preface this by saying I've always known.
That's a short time span. For a restaurant, well, then again, you are in a food court hall, so it makes sense. Okay, so why such a short time span?
Well, a few things was because I've always had, an idea of or understanding of if I wanted to start one, like what the process would look like. So that kind of, even though it is 3 months from the time I decided, okay, I spoke with my husband, we're like, all right, we need to open one. However, there's always been, those thoughts prior that, but yeah, so from that 3 months, I believe we started in March. We went and saw a couple of places because we were trying to find the most ideal place to do it. Also wanted to be mindful of, foot traffic area, because the whole concept of that we have is that we wanted to actually open up the Creole cuisine to not just Haitian, but to a broader audience, right? So there's a lot of things that we had to keep in mind. And so from that point on, luckily we already had the savings, the money, everything was ready. So we just, got it rolling.
So finance is a big one. From finance manager, it's a big one. That is good. So I'm gonna go ahead and segue into it. I'm not sure if you saw my recent post where I put in, a lot of people wanted to know, and I just asked the question, why is Haitian food so expensive? Now, I want everyone to keep in mind, Haitian food does have a lot of similar ingredients like other nationalities, but what makes Haitian food more expensive than those other nationalities? What would you say?
So I will preface by saying, although we don't cook 100%, like our menu is a fusion. However, having seen both end of it, both as a customer and a a business owner, I can say there's 3 things that I believe is the reason why you see Haitian food being a lot more expensive than your typical Jamaican food or anything like that. And the first thing I would say, and the community might not like this, is that Haitian culturally don't eat out as much.
Okay.
We don't. Whether we want to admit it, because even myself, I'm like, I would rather make this at home. Like every time, like, you know what I mean? We don't really eat out. Even if you tell, like, for example, I would tell my aunt, I gotta go pick up food. You're like, why? Like, that's spending money. Like,
So are
no.
you saying that Haitian food is a luxury? Eating out Haitian food is a luxury.
It's to a certain extent, it is. It is. So that's one thing. The second point is that typically Haitian food is not really known in terms of like everybody knows how good Haitian food is. Like if you give like I would go to company potlucks, bring food, and they're like, "Oh my God, this is so good!" Right? Another thing to keep in mind: typical Haitian food, like Haitian restaurants, it's mostly what's the word I'm looking for? It's mostly sought out by other Haitians, right?
Okay.
So that narrows the market of the people that are buying it. Whereas if you think about Chinese, Jamaican, any of the other ones, like everybody's buying it, right? Because think about it. You're not Jamaican and you love Jamaican food, or you eat Jamaican food just the same.
Well, beg to differ, but okay, I understand.
But that's my point. That's my point. And I'm not saying it in a way because I'm like, I know like Haitian food, like, because every time I bring Haitian food to people, they're like, "Oh my God, this is so good." Like, and you would see sometimes random people telling you, "Oh my God, I wish there was a way I could access Haitian food and yada yada and all that stuff," because once they taste it, they know it's something that's it blows their mind, right? Because the process we cook our meat, like there's nobody on the planet can do it the way Haitian do.
I know that's right. I know that's right. It's a process to clean our meat. It really is a process. It damn near a whole day. Okay, so I fully understand.
So that narrows the market of people that are actually seeking out Asian food. Yeah. And also think about the fact that we don't market Haitian food to other people, like other nationality, the same as, because think about it, Jamaica, they speak English. So a lot of their menu item, you can quickly tell what it is, right?
That's a good point.
That's you can already tell what it is. Whereas, Haitian food, there's that mystery. Because if you tell somebody legume, they're like, they're wondering.
Unless they have a picture.
Exactly. Unless they have a picture or you have a very well-worded description. But from a business perspective, going back to my point, so if you're already not getting enough customers, so the little that you have, you definitely have to increase your prices so you can sustain that business. Yeah. And honestly, I understand why they do that, because again, going back to point one, we don't have the level of volume when it's just Haitian food.
Yeah. Now segue into your third point. What do you feel like is the reason Haitian food is more expensive than other nationalities or cultures when it comes to cuisine?
Yeah, so going back to all the first, second, all those points, it all concludes to the same thing in terms of, hey, number one, it's hard to actually, market Haitian food just because the way, culturally we have it, right? And then another thing that we also have to be mindful is that a lot of the time, the way we market our food, it's very hard for a broader audience to actually be able to come in and eat and really, enjoy the food. Because I feel like there's that first barrier that we have not broken down up to that point. Yeah. And once we do broke down that barrier, which is, why, and in our case, we did a fusion. Because I'm like, the whole point is that anything you put Haitian in it, in terms of like the food, like whether it is the meat, the way you season it, the way we cook our rice, any of those things. Because I've seen so many, videos of people, reviewing Haitian food and they love it. But again, getting to it is the challenge, right? I could give you an example. Right now, even in our marketing, we were doing like a video explaining the food that we have. We had a bowl that we prepared that has jonjon, rice, mac and cheese, and then pickles. And then my husband in the video called the pickles spicy coleslaw. Oh, he was getting dry.
You can't say coleslaw when it comes to the culture. Yes, that is true. He
was getting dry.
Yeah.
But again, the reason why he did it that way was because our broader audience won't know what pickles is. You know what pickles is. I know what pickles is. We all do, but Jimmy from work doesn't. You know what I mean? Jason doesn't, or Sarah doesn't. So it's just being that welcoming part of, opening our culture in terms of like explaining it, because I'm like, they don't know. And I know it hurts us to having to call it coleslaw, or even having the description in parentheses for people to be able to tell. It's just even that makes a difference, and it's just, I guess, getting past that barrier. That's been a challenge so far.
So we are going to lighten the mood a little bit, because I know that was a lot, and a lot of people don't know the aspect of what goes behind having a business, a restaurant at that. So the question that I have for you, we're going to play a game called This or That.
All right.
So this or that, we're going to ask about rice. Would you rather Dijon or Dijon?
Definitely Dijon.
Dijon. I'm allergic, so I don't know nothing about that. But thank you so much, Erlen. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for sitting with me. So thank you so much for being with us today. Interviewing from HFlavs. This is the co-owner, her husband. What's your name again? Didi. So if you guys are in the Orlando, Central Florida area, Lake Food Court Hall, please visit them. Their food is amazing. I'm actually going to show you guys one of their dishes so you guys can see what their food is like, what does it look like. And yes, it's not necessarily Haitian food, but it is Haitian influence. These are people that are from our culture. They breathe, sleep, and love Haitian food, love Haitian culture. One more question I had to close out. What part of Haiti are you from?
I'm from Port-au-Prince.
Port-au-Prince?
La Plaine, to be precise. Because I know sometimes when people say Port-au-Prince, and then you're like, we're in Port-au-Prince. But yeah.
And you are from?
Port-au-Prince, Delma.
Delma I've heard of. Delma I have heard of. I'm going to be interviewing a whole slew of other Haitian restaurant owners. Just be on the lookout. Thank you guys for watching.